Our progress report says we are at stage 2, paragraph page 69. Okay, and our last head word was Japan, newer type of lesson. Okay, so let's start with your revision. Ready?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
here we go. First question. Do you like the cinema? Do you like the cinema? Yes or no?
Yes,
I like the cinema.
yes, I like the cinema.
Do you dislike the cinema? Do you dislike the cinema? No, I
No,
don't
I
dislike
don't
the
dislike
cinema.
the
I
cinema.
like the
I like
cinema.
the cinema.
Very good. Do you like that picture? Do you like that picture? Yes or no?
Mm, yes,
I
I
like
like
that
that
picture.
picture.
Do you dislike television? Do you dislike television? No, I
No,
don't
I don't
dislike
dislike
television.
the
I
television.
like television.
I like television.
Very good. Does she dislike television? Does she dislike television? No, she
No,
doesn't
she
dislike
doesn't dislike
television. She
television.
likes
She
television.
likes television.
Very good. Which hand's this? Which hand's this? It's your right hand.
With your right hand.
Which hand's this? Which hand's this? It's your
With
left
your
hand.
left hand.
Very good. Okay, is my hand moving? Is my hand moving? No, your hand
No,
isn't
your
moving.
hand isn't
It's
moving.
still.
It's still.
Am I sitting still? Am I sitting still? No, you aren't
No,
sitting
you aren't
still.
sitting
You're
still.
moving.
You're moving.
Are all the parts of your body still now? Are all the parts of your body still now? No, not
No,
all the
not
parts of my
not all the
body
parts of my
are still
body
now.
are still
My
now.
mouth and my
My
tongue,
mouth and my tongue
etc., are moving.
are moving.
Very good. Do you generally sit completely still in the lesson? Do you generally sit completely still in the lesson? No, I
No,
don't
I don't
generally sit
generally
completely
sit
still
completely
in the
still
lesson.
in the
I
lesson.
move.
I move.
Where does he generally sit completely still in the lesson? Does he generally sit completely still in the lesson? No, he
No,
doesn't
he doesn't
generally sit
generally
completely
sit
still
completely
in
still
the
in
lesson.
the
He
lesson.
moves.
He moves.
Very good. What clothes are you wearing? What clothes are you wearing? I'm wearing
I'm
a
wearing
blouse,
a
a, a blouse, a
brown
shirt,
shirt,
etc.
etc.
Very good. Are you wearing glasses? Are you wearing glasses? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'm wearing
yes, I'm
glasses.
wearing glasses.
Are you wearing a hat? Are you wearing a hat? No, I'm
No,
not
I'm
wearing.
not wearing a hat.
Do you wear a hat? Do you wear a hat? Yes, I
Yes,
wear a
I'm
hat.
wearing a hat.
Are you wearing a coat? Are you wearing a coat? No, I'm
No,
not
I'm not
wearing a coat.
wearing a coat.
Do you wear a coat? Do you wear a coat? Yes, I
Yes,
wear
I
a coat.
wear a coat.
Very good. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're touching your
You are
nose
touching
with
your
your
nose with
finger.
your finger.
Do we speak with our mouths? Do we speak with our mouths? Yes, we speak
Yes,
with our
we
mouths.
speak with our mouth.
Do we read with our eyes? Do we read with our eyes? Yes, we read
Yes,
with
we
our
read with
eyes.
our eyes.
Very good. How much is half of 100? How much is half of 100? 50 is
50
half
is
of 100.
half of 100.
How much is half of 13? How much is half of 13? Six and a half
And a
is
half
half of
is half
13.
of 13.
Very good. Are half of the people in your town men? Are half of the people in your town men? Yes, half of
Yes,
the
half
people
of the
in my
people
town are
in
men.
my town are men.
Very good. Tell me your name. Tell me your name, please. My name's Yuka.
My name's Yuka.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm telling
I'm
you my
telling you
name.
my name.
Tell me the name of the capital of Russia. Tell me the name of the capital of Russia, please. Moscow's the capital
Moscow is the
of Russia.
capital of Russia.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm telling you
Telling
the
you
name of the capital
the name of the capital of
of
Russia.
Russia. Very good.
Russia.
Next, are you Russian or Greek? Are you Russian or Greek? No, I'm
No,
not
I'm not
Russian or Greek.
Russian or Greek.
I'm Japanese.
I'm Japanese.
Do you speak Greek? Do you speak Greek? No, I don't
No, I
speak
don't
Greek.
speak
I
Greek.
speak
I
Japanese.
speak Japanese.
Very good. Which do you prefer, the cinema or television? Which do you prefer, the cinema or television? I prefer
I prefer cinema
to
to
television.
television.
Which do you prefer, tea or coffee? Which do you prefer, tea or coffee? I prefer
I prefer coffee to
to
tea.
tea. Very good. Which does she prefer, tea or coffee? Which does she prefer, tea or coffee? She prefers.
She she
She
she
prefers
prefer, prefers coffee to
to
tea.
tea. Very good. Do the English generally prefer coffee? Do the English generally prefer coffee? No, the
No,
English don't
the
generally
English
prefer coffee.
generally prefer
Coffee.
uh,
They
coffee.
generally prefer
Generally
tea.
prefer tea.
Very good. Are both my hands on the table? Are both my hands on the table? Yes, both your
Yes,
hands
both
are
their
on the table.
hands on the table.
Are both these books closed? Are both these books closed? Yes, both those
Yes, both
books
of
are closed.
these books are closed.
Very good. Which is it right to say, both us or both of us? Which is it right to say, both us or both of us? It's right to say,
It's right
both
to
of
say
us.
both of us.
Very good. Are both of us sitting? Are both of us sitting? Yes, both of
Yes,
us are
both of
sitting.
us are sitting.
Do both of them speak English? Do both of them speak English? Yes, both
Yes,
of them
both of
speak
them
English.
speak English.
Very good. Are both of us speaking English? Are both of us speaking English? Yes,
Yes,
both of
both
us
of
are
us
speaking
are
English.
speaking
Are
English.
we both sitting? Are we both sitting? No, we
No,
aren't both
we
sitting.
aren't both of
I'm
sitting.
sitting, but
I'm
you're
sitting, but
standing.
you are standing.
Very good. What does the word hello mean in Japanese? What does the word hello mean in Japanese? The word hello
The word
means
hello means
konnichiwa
konnichiwa
in Japanese.
in Japanese.
What does the word goodbye mean in Japanese? What does the word goodbye mean in Japanese? The word
The
goodbye
word
means
goodbye means
sayonara in
sayonara
Japanese.
in Japanese.
Very good. What do the words thank you mean in Japanese? What do the words thank you mean in Japanese? The words
The
thank
word
you mean
of thank you means arigato
in
in
Japanese.
Japanese.
Very good. Okay, which language are we speaking now? Which language are we speaking now? We are
We
speaking
are
English
speaking
now.
English now.
Which language do you generally speak? Which language do you generally speak? I generally
I
speak
generally speak
Japanese. Japanese.
Japanese.
Very good. Which language does he generally speak? Which language does he generally speak? He generally
He
speaks
generally
English.
speaks English.
Is Chinese a European language? Is Chinese a European language? No, Chinese
No,
isn't
Chinese
a
isn't
European language.
an European
It's
language.
an Asian
It's
language.
an Asian language.
Is Germany an Asian country? Is Germany an Asian country? No,
No,
Germany isn't
Germany
an
isn't
Asian
an
country.
Asian
It's a
country.
European
It's a
country.
European country.
Very good. What's the negative of I have? What's the negative of I have? The
The
negative of I
negative
have
of I
is I
have
have not.
is I have not.
What's the contraction of I have not? What's the contraction of I have not? The contraction of I have not
I have not
is I
is
haven't.
I haven't.
Have I got four arms? Have I got four arms? No, you
No,
haven't got
you haven't
four
got
arms.
two
You've
arms.
only
You
got
only
two
have
arms.
two
Have
arms.
you got two heads? Have you got two heads? No, I haven't
No,
got
you
two
haven't
heads.
got two
I've
heads.
only
You
got one
only
head.
got
One
one head.
head. Very good. Has he only got one hand? Has he only got one hand? No, he
No,
hasn't
he
only got
hasn't
one
only got
hand.
one head.
He's got two hands.
He's got
Two
two
hands.
hands.
Has she got two noses? Has she got two noses? No, she
No,
hasn't
she
got
hasn't got
two noses.
two noses.
She's only got
She's,
one
she's
nose.
only got one nose.
Have we only got one mouth? Have we only got one mouth? No, we
No,
haven't
we
only got
haven't only
one
got
mouth.
one mouth.
We've got two
We've
mouths.
got we've got two
Two
mouths.
mouths, right? Have they got 8 ears? Have they got 8 ears? No, they
No,
haven't
they
got
haven't
eight
got
ears.
8 ears.
They've only got four
They've
ears.
only got 4 ears.
Very good. Are your shoes the same as my shoes? Are your shoes the same as my shoes? No, my
No,
shoes
my
aren't the
shoes
same as
aren't the
your
same
shoes.
as your
They are
shoes.
different from
They're
your
different
shoes.
from your shoes.
Very good. Are the French the same as the Russians? Are the French the same as the Russians? No, the French
No, the
aren't the
French
same
aren't the
as the
same
Russians.
as the
They're
Russian.
different
They're different
from the
from
Russians.
the Russian.
Very good. Are your eyes the same color as my eyes? Are your eyes the same color as my eyes? Yes or no?
Yeah, yes,
My eyes are the
I
same
are
color
the same color
as your eyes.
as your eyes.
Very good. Do the people in Germany speak the same language as the people in Japan? Do the people in Germany speak the same language as the people in Japan? No. The
No,
people
the
in
people
Germany
in
don't speak
Germany don't
the same
speak
language
the same
as the
language
people in
the
Japan.
people in Japan.
They speak a
They
different
speak
language
different
from the
language from
people in Japan.
people in Japan.
Which is it right to say? People are or people is? Which is it right to say? People are or people is? It's right to say
It's right
people
to
are.
say people are.
Very good. Okay, and that's the end of our revision. Very good. Let's have new word. Okay, repeat. Anybody.
Anybody,
Non-specific.
unspecific,
Somebody.
somebody,
Not anybody.
not anybody,
Who?
who,
Specific.
specific,
Mrs. Brown.
Mrs. Brown,
Mr. Smith, etc.
Mr. Smith, etc.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Very good. Okay, listen. Both nobody and somebody mean dareka in Japanese. We use the word anybody in questions and negative sentences. And we use the word somebody in positive sentences. For example, we use it in question. Is there anybody sitting there? And then positive. Yes, there's somebody sitting there. Okay, question again. Is there anybody sitting there? Negative answer. No, there isn't anybody sitting there. Okay, so anybody in negative in question, somebody in positive. So the question anybody is non-specific. So if it's non-specific, it has a non-specific answer. So like,
Yeah.
well, we say anybody there? No, not anybody. The question who is specific and it needs a specific answer. Like who? We say Mr. Brown, Mr. Smith, me, or nobody. Okay, let's practice. What do the words anybody and somebody mean in Japanese? What do the words anybody and somebody mean in Japanese? The words
The
anybody
word
and somebody
anybody
mean
and somebody means
dareka in Japanese.
directly in Japanese.
What's the difference between anybody and somebody? What's the difference between anybody and somebody? The difference between
Difference between
anybody and
the and
somebody
the
is that
is
we use anybody
use
in
body
questions
in
and
question
negative sentences,
negative sentences.
whereas we use
Yes,
somebody
use
in positive
somebody in
sentences.
positive sentences.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Anybody.
Anybody.
Very good. Okay, listen. Anybody is a pronoun. For example, is there anybody in this room? Yes, there's somebody in this room. Is there anybody speaking to you? Yes, there's somebody speaking to me. Is there anybody sitting here in this chair? Yes, there's somebody sitting there on that chair. Okay, so let's practice. Is there anybody in this room? Is there anybody in this room? Yes, there's
Yes,
somebody in
somebody
that
in
room.
in that room.
Is there anybody speaking to you? Is there anybody speaking to you? Yes, there's
Yes,
somebody
there's
speaking to
somebody
me.
speaking to me.
Is there anybody sitting there on that chair? Is there anybody sitting there on that chair? Yes, there's
Yes,
somebody
somebody
sitting there on that
sitting
chair.
there on the chair.
Very good. Next, repeat. Not anybody.
Anybody,
One more. Not anybody.
but not anybody.
Corridor.
Corridor.
Very good. Okay, listen. Corridor is a noun. So the hallway over there is also called a corridor. So this is a corridor outside the door. For example, there isn't anybody sitting on the floor. There isn't anybody in this room wearing a hat. There isn't anybody in the corridor. Let's practice. Is there anybody sitting on the floor? Is there anybody sitting on the floor? No, there
No,
isn't
there
anybody
isn't
sitting
anybody
on the floor.
sitting on the floor.
Is there anybody in this room wearing a hat? Is there anybody in this room wearing a hat? No, there
No,
isn't
there isn't
anybody in
anybody
that room
in that
wearing a
room
hat.
wearing a hat.
Is there anybody in the corridor? Is there anybody in the corridor? No, there
No,
isn't
there
anybody
isn't
in the
anybody
corridor.
in the corridor.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Nobody.
Nobody.
Okay, listen. Nobody is a pronoun. For example, we are speaking English in this room. Nobody's speaking French in this room. We're wearing clothes in this room. Nobody's wearing a hat in this room. We're all in the room. Nobody's in the corridor. let's practice. Who's speaking English in this room? Who's speaking English in this room? We're speaking
We are
English
speaking
in this
English
room.
in this room.
Who's speaking French in this room? Who's speaking French in this room? Nobody's
Nobody
speaking
speaks
French
French
in this
in
room.
this room.
Very good. Who's wearing clothes in this room? Who's wearing clothes in this room? We're wearing
We
clothes
we
in
are
this
wearing
room.
a clothes in this room.
Very good. Who's wearing a hat in this room? Who's wearing a hat in this room? Nobody's wearing a
Nobody
hat
wears a
in
hat
this
in
room.
this room.
Who's giving you an English lesson? Who's giving you an English lesson? You're giving
You're
me an
giving me
English
an
lesson.
English lesson.
Who's in the corridor? Who's in the corridor? Nobody's in the
Nobody
corridor.
is in the corridor.
Very good. In the corridor. Okay, next repeat. Walk.
Walk,
Very good. One more.
walk,
Walk.
walk.
Very good. Again, listen. Oh, I can't stand up. I'll just, for example, this is me. I'm walking. I'm walking to the door. Okay, so let's practice. Okay, here we go. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're walking.
You're walking
Where am I?
to
Where am I walking to? Where am I walking to? You're walking to the
you're
window.
walking to the window.
Very good. Okay. Do you like walking? Do you like walking? Yes or no?
Yes,
I like walking.
like walking.
Does she like walking? Does she like walking? Yes, she likes
Yes,
walking.
he likes walking.
Very good. Next repeat. Mr. Brown
Mr. Brown,
with S. Mr. Brown. So
Mr. Brown's.
when you see apostrophe S, it means ownership. It's Mr. Brown's. Okay. Listen. This suit, we can say, this suit, this is the suit of Mr. Brown, or this is Mr. Brown's suit. Okay, we prefer to say Mr. Brown's suit and not the suit of Mr. Brown. So when we say Mr. Brown's suit, he owns the suit. Okay, let's practice. Is this Mr. Brown's dress? Is this Mr. Brown's dress? No, it
No,
isn't Mr.
it
Brown's
isn't
dress.
Mr. Brown's
It's
dress.
Mrs. Brown's
It's Mrs.
dress.
Brown's dress.
Is this Jack Brown's shirt? Is this Jack Brown's shirt? Yes, it's
Yes,
Jack Brown's
it's
shirt.
Jack Brown's shirt.
Okay, is this Mr. Brown's arm? Is this Mr. Brown's arm? No, it
No,
isn't
it's,
Mr.
it
Brown's
isn't
arm.
Mr. Brown's
It's
arm.
Mrs. Brown's
Mrs.
arm.
Brown's arm.
Is this Mr. Smith's ear? Is this Mr. Smith's ear? No, it
No,
isn't
it
Mr.
isn't
Smith's ear.
Mr. Smith's ear.
It's Mr.
It's
Brown's
Mr.
ear.
Brown's ear.
Very good. Okay, so next repeat, stand up. Or stand up.
Stand up.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Up.
Up.
Down.
Down.
Very good. Okay, listen. I'm standing up. I'm sitting down. My right hand's moving up and down. Okay, let's practice. What's my right hand doing? What's my right hand doing? Your right hand's
Your right
moving
hand
up and down.
moving up and down.
Wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? You're standing up.
Standing up.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're sitting
You're
down.
sitting down.
Do you sit down after the lesson? Do you sit down after the lesson? No, I don't
No,
sit
I
down
don't
after
sitting
the lesson.
down after the
I
lesson.
stand up
I stand up
after the lesson.
after the lesson.
Very good. Next repeat. Cannot.
I'm not.
One more. Cannot.
Not.
And then contraction. Can't. Can't.
I can't.
Very good. Okay, listen. The negative of can is cannot. And the contraction of cannot is can't. For example, I speak English. I cannot speak Chinese. Or we can say, I can't speak Chinese. I cannot touch the ceiling. Or contraction, I can't touch the ceiling. I can't put this book into my pocket. Okay, let's practice. What's the negative of can? What's the negative of can? The negative of can
Negative of
is
can
cannot.
is cannot.
What's the contraction of cannot? What's the contraction of cannot? The contraction of
Connection
cannot
can
is can.
is not.
Can you speak Chinese? Can you speak Chinese? No, I
I
can't speak
can't
Chinese.
speak Chinese.
Can you put this book into your pocket? Can you put this book into your pocket? No, I
No,
can't
I
put that
can't
book into my
look
pocket.
in my pocket.
Can you touch the ceiling? Can you touch the ceiling? No, I can't
No, I
touch the
can't
ceiling.
touch the ceiling.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Quarter.
Water.
One more. Quarter.
Quarter.
Very good. Oh, but we overshoot. Let's go now to your reading.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so reading is at stage one, page 41. Last headword was meaning. Okay, please start reading at page 42. Headword name.
Okay. Name. What's my name? Your name's Ariel.
Uh-huh.
What's your name? My
My
what's
name's
your name? What's my name? What's my name? Your name's
Yuka.
what's your name? My name's Yuka. What's his name? His name's Mr. Brown. What's her name? Her name's Mrs. Brown. Head, face, chin, mouth, nose, eye, ear, hair, tongue. What's this? It's the head, etc. Remaining. What am I doing? You are going to the window. What am I doing? You are coming from the window. Are you going to the window? No, I'm not going to the window. I'm remaining on the chair. Am I remaining on the chair? No, you aren't remaining on the chair. You are going to the window. Country, Spain. What's the name of your country? Japan is the name of my country. What's what's the
What's
name What's the name of the country between England and Spain? France is the name of the country between England and Spain. Translate into verbs are words we use for actions. What am I doing? You are translating a sentence from English into Japanese. Translate Translate this sentence, please. I am student.
in Japanese?
In Japanese. I am student.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Mm.
just read. Okay, she's translating.
She is translating a sentence from English into Japanese.
Very good.
Translate this sentence, please. The wall's high.
What's she doing?
What's she doing?
She's
She is
translating.
translating a sentence from English into Japanese.
Hmm.
Translate this sentence, please. There are 10 chairs in this room. What's he doing? He is translating a sentence from English into Japanese.
Very good.
Who am I? You are Mr. Mr.
Mr.
Smith.
Uh-huh.
Who are you? I'm Mr. Rossi.
Very good.
Who's he? He is Jack Brown. Who's she? She's Anna Brown. Who are they? They are Mr. and Mrs. Brown. Thing. How many things are there on this book? There are three things on that book. What's the name of this thing? The name of that thing is a tie. What color is this thing? This thing's red. Tall, short, Scandinavia. Is Mr. Brown short? No, Mr. Brown isn't short. He is tall. Is Anna Brown tall? No, Anna Brown isn't tall. She is short. Are the people of Scandinavia short? No, the people of Scandinavia aren't short. They are tall.
Very good. Okay, so we stop there for today, but very good reading.
Wow.